Welcome to another edition of the Bulldogs Chronicles. Fall Camp 2013. Football team preparing for their 2013 season. And we got a young man. We're sitting here, Coach Brawnski Towns, entering his 34th season with Alabama A&M. Coach Towns, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Brandon.
Well, Coach, we wanted to sit down here with you as we have been in the last few years. Just wanted to hear your thoughts on the defense so far.
I tell you what, we have a young defense this year, anchored by two defensive ends, Corey Johnson and Reginald Bailey. That I think both of them they picked for second team all conference pick, so people in the conference think pretty highly of them this year as far as playing defensive end for us. But we do have a couple of young kids inside, and Lanier and also Enrique Jackson that'll be there really their first year really playing a whole lot. A red shirt freshman, both of them will be red shirt sophomores for next year. So we'll be kind of young on the inside, but outside our personnel should be pretty good outside.
Okay. And Coach, how does this defense, I know it's kind of early, but you've seen 34 defenses at Alabama A&M. So how does this defense at this point kind of rank with some of your other defenses up to this point?
Well, right now we're probably in the middle of the pack because we hadn't played together a long time together. When we had the great teams back there, we played together 2 or 3 years, so you kind of knew what you had then. Right now, like with the young linemen inside, the people outside, and the linebacker that played some last year just getting into the forward right now, there's a little question mark at a few spots in there. Defensive backs right now, we should be in good shape. Our kids have played the last 2 or 3 years together back there. Strong safety wheels are fine, so we should be pretty well in the secondary right now. Just the D-line right now, with the inexperience that we don't have that I had in the past. But right now we got opportunity to have a great defense this year. Everybody just come together, get on the same page. We have good speed as far as getting to the ball and stuff like that. And we got to keep doing that to be successful here as a defense at Alabama A&M.
One of the battles in camp that was mentioned by Mark McCarter on the Huntsville Times is, of course, we see the quarterback battle and the running back battle, but the linebacker battle. Can you talk a little bit more about that, Coach?
Yeah, what happened last year, Corey Johnson came in a little bit of linebacker for us. Got some great talent there. Robert Nelson right now, those two will be the probably starters. But Ryan Jackson had an outstanding spring this year, and he started pushing them in there. And Quavers Doggin played well for us. And we brought another kid to transfer in. DeAndre Lewis came in that she'll be fighting for a job at the linebacker position. And we did move 2 people from linebacker to defensive end during the earlier season because we lost some defensive ends before we started training camp.
Okay, so you had to share sometimes. The linebackers have to play that D-line sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. Jermaine Combs right now and Tate Keith moved from linebacker to defensive end for us. Getting started 2-a-day camp off.
Now, I know those 2 young men are not traditionally defensive ends, but at least they'll be able to bring a little more speed to that line, especially going around that edge before that quarterback has to step into the pocket.
They will. And what happened, really, Combs played some defensive end last year, but he got his shoulder tore up. So he is used to being down in there. But Tate Keith has not played that position, but he's a good athlete with great athletic ability and stuff like that. And he'll be able to come off the edge and rush the passer for us. So we're trying to help the D-ends out from that point by moving those to those positions.
Now, Coach, you've talked a lot about the defense and a lot about the young men, but what does a man need to have an appetite for football after 34 years?
Well, every year is a new year. Every year is something different. You got young players coming in trying to learn what to do. You hope your fans should come in, they got a good attitude, want to learn to do and get better as they being here. So really every year is the first start for me when people come in. And normally they're good players. 34 years later, I still remember the name, plays they made, but didn't make plays. I still remember those kids' names.
You still remember those kids' names?
Yes.
I know you remember Robert Mathis and Frank Kears, 2 young men's names that will be called out on Sundays this year again.
Yes, I do. They were great players for us. And Mathis came in, was an undersized defensive end when he came in and just exploded on the scene once he got there. And Big Frank Kears came in with a bang when he got here. Big Frank probably started the first game when he got here and just got better and better every year for us right now and started chasing that ball. I think that would have got him in the league to where he chased the football for us. The way Matt come off the edge, it was just unbelievable.
And we always like to mention Frank got drafted. He was the 4th player on the team in tackles that year. He got drafted in 2010. He didn't lead the team. He was 4th on the team.
At defensive tackle. That's a lot of tackles for a defensive tackle. Believe it or not.
It is.
And he probably had a couple of interceptions that year. He had a knack of what's having balls in there playing the screen pass like that. A knack of getting the football. So Frank just had a good football high IQ. I would say supposed to be a defensive player.
Coach, before we let you go, you guys have one more practice before that much needed scrimmage, the first one of the 2013 fall camp. What are you guys going to be looking for in that scrimmage?
Well, really, our kids looking for alignment for the kids right now, being in the right position, making initial steps. I tell them, and just take care of your responsibility. And once you do that, just go help your buddy. That's all we tell them all, to help your buddy. Take care of yours first. Do your job first. Then go help your buddy. By doing that, we'll be a good defense this year.
And Coach, we want to thank you for joining us on another edition of Bulldog Chronicles and Football Camp Report 2013.
Thank you very much.